Hello boys and girls. Right, this is going to be my next project. You know, if you've watched videos before, I sharpen wood chipper blades for a company up the road. So what I want to do is I've got some bits of plate here. I want to make an adjustable angle plate to go on the surface grinder and the mill. So I'm thinking of 1, 2, 3, 4 hinge points, 2 floating in the middle, and then 1 at each end that I can make some sort of shoulder bolt up for, with the idea of once I set the angle to whatever I want it, I can lock the sides. That's my plan anyway. Whether I get that far or not is another thing. So I'm going to get all this mill scale off, which I think we might just do on the surface grinder. So they're 15 inches long, 6 inches wide, or 150 mil by, what's that, 380 roughly. Thickness wise, well, it's near enough ½ inch. It's about 12.5 mil roughly. The reason I need to do this is I do some big wood chipper blades. One will fit on here alright, and I have got 2 magnetic blocks which I use to do those. But the other 2 sorts of wood chipper blades are sharp and they come in pairs. And doing one at once is a bit of a pain in the bum, to be honest. So I would like to be able to put them both on to sharpen 2 at once. It'll cut my sharpening time down, hopefully make life a little bit better. So that's my plan. I haven't yet actually thought how I'm going to hold them on here yet. I want to get this made with some nice hinges. I don't want to weld anything because I don't want to risk it pulling anything out of line. So the hinges will be screwed from this side, and obviously the bottom plate will be screwed from the bottom. And also I have got another piece here. I did put that on the mill quick. It was more just to test the mill, to be honest, because if you see these things here, there's 4 of those. They are the bushings out of the vary speed off of the milling machine, and they are the plastic keys that was in there as well. So the belt was making such a horrendous noise, it was driving me up the wall, to be honest. So I ordered a new belt, 4 bushings and the plastic keyways. These bushings, they're £11 something each plus VAT. These pieces of plastic are £6 something each plus VAT, believe it or not. If I was going to do this again, I would just make them myself. The bushings, however, if you see in there, although I can't, we get in there to have a quick look. You see it's pretty much the same colour as the outside. Well, it shouldn't be, because these bushings are, when they're new, they're coated. So it's the coating that has worn on them. There was a little bit of play in them, and if I'm honest, I think if I'd have just changed the belt, I'd have most probably been alright, but you know, I just thought, well, we'll go the whole hog and we'll do it alright. We'll do a proper job on it. It's worked out alright. The milling machine's running a lot better. It wasn't too bad to do. If you bear in mind, mine's an Ajax turret mill. These bushings that they have in the Bridgeport type mills, they're plastic. So, you know, there's a little bit of difference there. It's because this machine, get my words out in a minute. This machine's a lot beefier and a lot bigger. 3 horsepower motor on the top, so it has everything on it. It's just a bit more substantial than a normal Bridgeport. Well, that seems to have gone alright. So I'm going to have a think about this first before I dive in and see what I'm going to do as far as cleaning these up once the edge is squaring off. But I don't think that they're going to hold very well in the milling vise like that. Well, they'll hold alright, but it's how much vibration I get. I know just putting that piece in, it was alright once it got over the vise, but the edges, God, it was ringing its head off. So we'll have to see what I can come up with, but I don't really know how I'm going to do it yet. Right, the other thing, I got a message from Bob Dixon, sent me a package and instructed me not to open it until we've got the cameras rolling. So your wish is my command, Bob. Now, he has promised me that it won't go bang when I open it, so that knife's about as much good as I don't know what. So this will be interesting to see what Bob sent me, and I really have got no idea what it is. As you can see, I've got no idea how to get into it. Well, I think my knife's knackered. But knowing Bob, it'll be something rather good. It's Remembrance Sunday here, so what time are we on? 10:48. 10 minutes, that should be. Oh, he's put me a pair of his pants in. Thanks, Bob. They're a bit lacy, mate. Plastic. That'll be a Delrin type stuff. That's actually quite handy stuff. We're making little slip bushings with it. Feels like it might be a dial indicator. Well, from the man who's the best I know at dial indicators, that's what I'd expect. Bloody hell, that's lovely. Switzerland. Get that in there. That's a thousandths indicator, back plunger. And I can tell Bob's had his mitts on it because that is, I know you can't feel it, but that's as smooth as a smooth thing, that is. Just set zero. Oh yeah, you've done yourself proud there, Bob. You know, the problem is, Bob, your indicators are so nice, I don't want to use them on my normal stuff in case I mark them up. Oh, I've got another one. For those of you who don't know who Bob Dixon is, if you watch Johnny Mills at Double Boost, oh my God, Bob's the guy that did all the work on did all the videos with John, showing you how to dismantle or how he dismantles DTIs and how he repairs them and everything. And boy, does he do a good job. I sent Bob 4 or 5 of mine, along with a 6-inch Starrett micrometer, and when they came back, man, did he do a good job on them. Oh, that's lovely, that is, Bob. So what's that? That's a half thou. Mercer. St Albans, England. What a lovely bit of kit. These are really handy for setting up your table on your milling machine, setting the tramming up. That down there a minute. I'll have to tell my boy Bob not to bother buying me out for Christmas. I've already had mine. Hello. Crikey. I've never seen a DTI that small. So these are down to 0.1 of a mil. Sorry, 0.01 of a mil. What's up to that one? Oh, Bob, we've got one stuck. I'll have a look at that in a bit. I'll tell you what, I'm already thinking with these. Wouldn't they make a great tramming tool for the milling machine? You know, set apart on a frame like that. They're lovely. Why is that one not moving? I'll have a word with Bob on that. And then we've got another one. Oh, another dial indicator. Two. I shan't ever have to buy any as long as I'm alive, Bob. They're both Mercies. That's pretty much a matching pair, isn't it? So, oh God, that's down to 0.002. Crikey, that's a fine resolution. I hope you're not expecting me to work to that sort of tolerance, Bob. That's really nice, isn't it? So what's this one? This is another Mercer. Oh, this is so what's that? Oh, it's half thousand. Repeat, smack on the button. He does do a bloody good job, Buzz Bob. I mean, the dial indicators I sent him, there was two of them were back plunger ones, and I think three of them was normal ones. And when they came back, not only are they super smooth, but he polishes all the crystals on them. And I'm not so sure about this though, Bob. Are you trying to tell me something? Sending me frilly knickers. So there we are, we've got a bit of that. That's some haul, that is, boy. Aye, all in shot, yeah. That is just brilliant, mate. I don't know what to say. I've said in the past that it's not the monetary value of things that gets me, it's the fact that someone takes the time to think about what you're doing on your videos and put some thought into it and send you things that you can use. But yeah, there is some monetary value in these. I mean, that alone, bloody hell, I think if you was to try and get that on eBay, unless you manage to drop on a deal, yeah, 30 quid there, quite easily, maybe more. That's a lovely indicator as well, and the matching pair of Batis and the two Mercers. Wow. Yeah, I don't think there's an awful lot more I can say about them. Thank you so much, Bob. That's a lovely gesture, boy. It means a lot, mate. Right, I'm going to go and put these in the house, Bob. I'm not going to leave these out here because it gets very damp in my shed, and I'm going to put them in my cabinet where my other ones are that you repaired for me. And what I tend to do is I go in there, they're all on the shelf in front of me, and I grab what I need and come back out and then crack on from there. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, thanks again, mate. Right, we'll see what we're going to do with this now. Right, there's going to be no good way of holding this, so we'll have to try this. Take light cuts. I need to square the edges up. So it's the 11th of the 11th today, Remembrance Sunday. So I switched off everything and stop for a couple of minutes, as you do. Pay your respects. Not that I like wars or anything like that, but we wouldn't have the lives we have today without them boys, would we? Wind that up a little bit. I'm still getting off of them bloody dial indicators from Bob. That was oh, I've got to get rid of this cough. Yeah, the dial indicators was yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. If you've got dial indicators like that, I did forget to say that Bob actually, if you get in touch with Double Boost via email, if you go and watch Johnny Mills, John will, on the end of his videos or at the beginning, I can't remember. Oh, wrong switch, yeah. Can't remember where it is now, but he always gives his email address out, and if you send your details to John and tell John what it is that you message him in for, i.e. that you'd like to get in touch with Bob, then John will sort it out for you. And I can honestly tell you this, that you send your dial indicators into Bob, and I'm not just saying this because he sent me those. He's done my indicators for me, and they're absolutely brilliant. Right, boys, I'm having a drink of tea while I'm in the background. Right, so what I think I'm going to try and do is get both of these, where are we on the video? Here on there. Is square the edges up top and bottom and along the sides, and then I'm going to put them on a surface grinder after that, I think, and just clean all the scale off. I'm not going to grind them to a finish, if you understand what I mean. I'm going to get them so that they're pretty damn good. Then I want to set about then and make my hinge points, do all my drilling and everything, because it might move by the time we come to that bit. So what we're running on, we're on 1,000 revs, and we're down about 30 thou. That's a bit strange. Why is that not cutting? Unless we've got one piece of steel that's slightly higher than the other, it's going to reset the knee, set it back to 30 thou. I'm just hoping this doesn't, hoping it doesn't ring too much. Let's bring you in so you can have a bit more. See what, let the dog see the rabbit, so to speak. Well, if it all goes like that, I can live with that. That's that cutter that I bought a while ago, if you remember, when I was doing the tool holders. Still got the same cutters in it. I can already tell that that's not deep enough. I don't think I'll get it in one pass. We'll take it down to 50 thou. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is, if I can remember where I put them, where did I put my, right, bear with me a second, I'm just going to find some G-clamps. I'm going to put one on either end of there. Just might help with the vibration a bit, is what I'm thinking. Right, we'll try that, shall we? That's only 20 thou. When it gets to this next bit, now we're at 50, sorry. If you also notice, now it's put the machine under a bit of load, that little squeaky belt noise has gone. I'm hoping that it's going to go all together. Rather hoping it's just because it's a new belt. This machine's never sounded so quiet. I've increased the RPM up to 1250. I think looking at it, it's going to need at least another 20 thou off it, I think. Half a mil. And then when I finish this end, I'm going to flip it over, do the other side, leave the clamps on, and put it in vice, flat, and just machine the end square. I'll give it another 50 thou on the depth. If anybody's wondering what that white dot is spinning round on the spindle, it's what I use when I use my RPM gauge. When I had all the head to pieces, I had to reset the dial on the front of the machine to match what it was doing. So. Right, we've got one side done. So now we're going to just stick 50 thou on this one. So on that first side I took 100 thou off it. And we'll see how this one goes, shall we? Starts off a bit tough to start with until it gets the full cutter engaged across the top of the work. But then she trucks in a bit better. I think I may have a change of plan when I come to getting all this scale off, because I know from experience, I put that on the surface grinder, it could be 4 or 5 thou deep that before you get clean, and that's an awful lot on the surface grinder, you know, a lot of time. So I think what I'm going to do is, when I've cleaned the ends up, I'm going to hold it in a vice, leave the clamps on the ends, and I've got a 50mm face mill over there, and I'm going to see if I can just take some 5mm cuts, 5 thou cuts across it, and see if that'll just get me under the scale. I just want to get them cleaned up for now. Like I say, the finished grinding will be done when it's all drilled and everything, and that's when I get to that point anyway. So we'll get this done, and then we'll have a look with the face mill and see if we can clean the large surface area up that way instead. Right, that's top and bottom done. So just have a bit of a clean down now, and then we'll get it mounted flat, and then see what we can do with the ends. Right, we'll see how we get on here, shall we? That's about, what's that, near 20mm end mill near enough. We'll take the rods down. We'll try it at 600. Zero that. We'll try 20 thou put first. Just going to put table lock on. Right, see what happens. See ya. I'm not shooting for any dimension on the width or the length on this, because it doesn't matter. All I want to do is just go up and down till I've got it clean, and then do one real fine cut, fine mill back across it, just to leave sort of the best sort of finish I can, really. Right, table lock off. I'm going to put 5/10 cut on that. Just going to go back, fine milling, just to clean it up a bit. And we'll move on to the other end. That should do that end. Let's get these needles off. God, they are awful, these bloody chips. When you get them in your fingers, I don't know why it is, but they seem to hurt like you wouldn't believe. Right, that's nice and smooth. So, right, we'll get set up for the other end. Right, well, I'll go up this side, shall we? This is one of those end mills I was given to by Dave from I was given it by Dave, should I say, from Sheffield, and I can never remember the name of Dave's channel. So I sharpened the flutes up on it and with the ends, and it's turned into a pretty good mill. Showing that off there, alright? I'm not sure the grade of this steel, whether it's hot rolled or what, I presume it is. May have run into a slight problem there, boys. Some dozy pellet. Forgot. I did check it to make sure I got clearance on the top. Try again. Still don't think we'll clear it, but we'll try it. Put another 20 thou on it. There's a fair bit to come off this, so I'll bring you back when I'm nearly there. Right, we've got it cleaned up. I'm just going to take 5 thou pass back again, fine milling. And that'll be all the edges done. So when I get back that way, I'm going to move the work to the middle of the vise, and I'm just hoping that because there's two pieces clamped together like there is, but I'll be able to run the face mill along the top and clean up the sides. If it works, we'll do this side first, then we'll flip it over, do the other side, and then we'll split them and do the other two faces. Let's have a quick look at that, shall we, before we take anything down. Yeah, that's alright. Right, we'll get set up for the face mill. Right, well I think we'll give it a go at that. We're going to run it out. Let's try 900. Better if you put a cut on it though, you don't. Let's try, we'll put 5 thou on it, see if that will get us underneath the scale. We'll have a clamp in your way in a second. Not a lot I can do about that. Right, well 5 thou's not enough. Nearly, but not quite. Take it to 10 and we'll try again. Horrible stuff, this bloody scale. I know by the time I've got this done, the machine's going to be in a right bloody state. But it's got to come off. Doesn't look to me like 10 pounds going to be enough either. Let it run and see what it does at this end. Well, the tramming could be out on my mill, but I wouldn't have said it without that much. Right, I'll put another 5 thou on it, let's see what that does. Oh dear. Both my parallels are tight. So I'll let this go to the end and then in fact, no I won't. I'll tell you what we'll do. Where's my long rule? I have a great big long scale here if I can get it. Now I'm going to be trusting that the edge on this is you see that looks pretty flat. just get a torch, see if we can see any light in the middle. But, seem to be having a bit of a problem here, boys. It's definitely high at the ends. See the light passing under there now. Could it just be the head out of tram? Do I carry on or do I stop? Yeah, this is where you don't know what to do, isn't it? Well, I think the only sort of sensible thing I can do is I'm going to have to take the vice and everything off, don't it? Check the tram on the mill head. Oh, what a pain in the you know what. Right, well that's what I'm going to have to do. I can't carry on like that if it looks pretty flat with the... Yeah, maybe a cleverer bloke than me would have thought about checking the tram on the mill before he started, but it's not that long since I did it. So I'm a bit surprised if that's what's happened. But I've had the head apart, and I have actually had my great big rotary table sat on that side. I don't think that one made any difference though. Well, there's no point in talking about it, is there? I better just get on and do it. So I'll leave that on there out of the way. Have a hoover up, vice off. Check the tram in. Right boys, I haven't taken the vice off. What I've done, I opened the vice all the way out and I've run a DTI gauge along the ways on the vice, and I've done them lengthways and across in the X and the Y, and I'm getting no more than sort of 1.5 hours difference, which is about right on this particular vice. So I've touched off and zeroed the knee, so I think what we'll do, we'll run across at that setting. It's like I say, I just touched off, and we'll see if there's any difference. I've checked all the parallels and everything to make sure that there's no chips stuck under there or anything like that. So if this pretty much goes all the way across like that, it doesn't really change, then I think we can say that it is just in the steel. But it's worth checking. See, alright. Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? Well, that would bring you out a little bit. Yeah, so oops, sorry. So we're mooching across there, alright. That's interesting, we're picking a bit up there. Taking even more off that side, isn't it? Well, there must be just a big bow in the plates then. Ah, no. Because I'm a little bit further in the job than I was before. Let's try and see what happens now. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect from how the first one's gone. see what I can do as far as some different clamps. I've got some mole grips ones over there, you know, like the welding clamps. I'm going to put a couple of them on in a minute. I'd have been a long time trying to get that out with a surface grinder, wouldn't it? Well, the plate's obviously low in the middle here and low straight up, so I haven't changed the settings. So I'll keep going backwards and forwards a bit until get a bit closer. That's another 20 thou. Really happy with the way the mill's performing now. I mean, all the noise you can hear is basically just from the cutter. That's taking full width now, that is. I think about where it is now is about where the worst dipping it was, so yeah. We'll keep going. I think I've maybe taken about maybe about 15 thou off it more than what I needed to. I'll have to watch that when I do the other sides. But that's now going to clean it up anyway. Not bad. I'll get this side finished and then get it flipped over. Right, now in theory, this should just skim the top. Now I haven't altered the depth or anything, so going to need some in it, so let's put 10 thou on it. See where that takes us. You want to see the state of my workshop floor. Not that it's got a floor in it, of course, but this will be the last pass on side 2. Starts a bit loud and then it quietens down as it gets closer to the vise. We'll get this one done, then split them and then do the 2 interfaces. Right, this is the first of the interfaces. Let's go and put 5 thou on it. I have a feeling this is going to ring its head off, but not a lot I can do about it. Well, 5's just not going to be enough, is it? Try 10. We'll let it roll at that and see where we get to. Sounds bloody awful. close to the vice, it's calming itself down a bit now. Last one. Slight bit left on this one, but I'm going to, you can't see it anyway. On this one here, there's a little bit of rust left on it, but I'm going to leave that, catch it with a surface grinder. That's a 10th hour past that, so obviously got a bit to do on that one. Let's see if it catches anywhere else. There's a bit to come off this one to get it somewhat right. Right chaps, that's them both done. As I say, we've got a little bit there on that one. I can feel the lines just a touch, but so they're both machined up. Ends, sides, and both the flats. There's a bit of heat in that one. I've got a bit of a dilemma now though, because I lift that up there. See this handle here, this is the high and low handle, and for some reason, yeah, that's high and low, it had jumped out of gear and the two gears inside was bouncing on top of one another. I stopped it as quick as I could, but we've got a, looks like I may have a major problem here, because that sits in the top and I'm pretty sure that that should have a bolt or something in it. So if any of you guys know anything about that, please let me know. But, yeah, when it's in its forward gear there, see we've got a bit of slop there. Another job to do. Anyway, that'll do for now. I should imagine this is an extremely long video, but it is what it is. We'll see you on the next one when we start to make the hinges and everything. So anyway, we'll see you later, boys and girls. Till next time.